extra time.
Hey. And I'll answer it with Hindi too.
Ross, congratulations on your 100th appearance in T20s and a half century, but I guess it's probably hard to celebrate to any great degree after the result of the game.
Thanks, Wodge. Yeah, pretty much summed it up. It was nice to contribute. Nice to play 100 games, but yeah, I think the whole series has been disappointing the way we have put ourselves in good positions and just weren't able to capitalise. I think, when you're up against a world-class side in India, we've played a lot worse and got better results than this, and I suppose that in itself is quite tough to probably deal with. But when you've been put in these situations, more often than not, we've got to learn a lot quicker than we are at the moment with both bat and ball. And until then, we'll get similar results. But you can't give this Indian side an inch, and we gave them, a lot more than that, and they took advantage of that.
The target was achievable today?
Yeah, very much so. I thought, we were under pressure when I came out there. I thought the way Saif came out and batted, and we got ourselves to what once again would be normally a comfortable scenario with 66 off 60 balls. You win. Well, I won't say 99 out of 100.
97?
Maybe 95 times. But, in saying that, when you've got a world-class bowler in Bumrah, you've got to skin the cats slightly differently, and he's able to be their X factor for them, and the way Sani and the others bowled, just put us under pressure, and we got wickets at different times.
30 off and over helped you get into a winning position, really, didn't it? Yeah,
I think up until then it was probably slightly in India's favour. With that short boundary, we knew we had to put them under pressure. To be honest, we're only probably trying to get 15 or 16 off the other, so we'll take the 30. But no, once again, we put ourselves in some really good positions throughout this whole series. We just weren't able to capitalise and put the foot on the throat, so to speak.
Did your steady hand, experienced hand, help Tim Seifert, because he looked as though he was trying to hit every ball out of the park when you arrived?
You'd have to ask him that. There's probably played a few games for New Zealand, so he try and help the batter out as much as he can, and he's played very well. He was batting 4 up until the start of the game to move up after Kane was injured, which sometimes can be a difficult thing to move around. But the way the run out was with Bruce, he could have gone the other way, but he was nice that he contributed, and hopefully he can learn from that and get that 50, but also go on a bit longer and take it a bit deeper than he did.
How hurt are the players in the dressing shed?
Yeah, it's one of those things where we've been over to Bangladesh a couple of times, and you lose. Players deal with it in different ways, and saying that, it's probably a good thing that the series is over and we move on to a different format. India, obviously, a very good side, and we've got a few injuries from our World Cup side, but it feels a bit strange to say we haven't played a one-day since that pretty interesting final a few months ago.
Yeah. Ross, India did come to this series with couple of the regular over T20 players, and still in this series, sometimes they straight away, sometimes we are. Yet they ended up winning the series 5-0. How good this Indian side is?
Yeah, very good, and just the way cricket's played these days, more often than not, it's very tough to win away from home. But to come over here, as you said, a couple of their star players missing, that would add different balance to their side. Was, I'm sure, very, very good for Indian cricket. But I say this, we were completely outplayed in the World Cup. In the series last year, and we came back and won that game in the semi-finals. So, whenever we do play India in the 2020 game, we know we'll be up for uphill, but we know we can still beat them. When it counts, hopefully.
Thank you. Last one.
One more, yeah. Ross, as a senior player on the side, what's it like seeing young players like Seifert come into their own and perform in difficult situations like today?
Yeah, that's a sign of a good side. I think that a young player can come in and succeed. But for him, he's taken his opportunity with Kane not going. So when Kane does come back, him batting at 4 or wherever he ends up batting, he's got to learn that role and continue to put pressure on the incumbents. But yeah, I thought he batted outstandingly well. Would have been nice if he had just held in there a little bit longer, but hey, I've played 100 games and there's a lot of what-ifs that throughout my career, but not only with the bat, but the way he keeps and the way he patrols the outfield and the angles, he's getting better and better each day.
Alright.
Not just like the nature of defeats in Australia, and there's 2 different formats, but just losing from winning positions here. Is it just a team that's going through a phase like that's lost its confidence, or just that habit of winning?
Yeah, I mean, even though it is a different format, it still does hurt. And winning is a habit, and obviously losing those tight games. But as I said, we're going into a format that's probably one of our strengths and things. And when we do come back to play 2020 cricket and Test cricket, I think those other wounds will be addressed at the time. Where now one-day cricket, hopefully Kane's shoulders right, new personnel, some world-class players to come back into the squad, and we look forward to having them back.
Last one from me, Ross. What does it mean to play 100 T20 nationals, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's still sinking in. As I said, probably a bit disappointing with the series and the way things are going, but it's nice to be the first one to get there, and hopefully in time, Guppy and co will surpass me and set the benchmark. When I first played 2020 cricket, we used to play one game and think that was a bit of a good warm-up for the one days, whereas it turned into be a pretty serious competition and all format. But no, it's evolved greatly, and it was I guess an honour and a privilege to be the first one for New Zealand.
The pink zinc tonight, you want to explain that?
Yeah, just for I don't know if I pull it off as well as you, Willie, but obviously the World Cup for the women. The guys went out there. I think some pulled it off a little bit more than others, but just back in the White Ferns and their campaign over the next little while.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.